Come a little closer, my dear. Tonight we will walk a little farther than before. Not far from the house, not all the way to the lake, but just enough to reach a place that most people pass without noticing. There is a road in this village. It is not wide. It is not busy. It does not lead to anything important. And because of that, it has become the quietest road in the village. Grandma opens the door slowly. The night air meets her gently. The same soft stillness that has rested over the house all evening. The garden behind her remains quiet, the small flowers resting in the darkness. But tonight she steps past them. The ground beneath her feet is steady. The path from the house to the road is familiar. She has walked it many times, not quickly, not with purpose, but simply as part of the day. Tonight it feels different. At night, even familiar paths become softer. The edges are less clear. The distance feels shorter. The air feels wider. Grandma reaches the road. It lies there without asking to be noticed. There are no bright lights, no passing cars, no sound of voices. The houses nearby have already dimmed their windows. The faint glow from inside does not reach the road. It stays close to each home, leaving the road itself in quiet shadow. The road does not shine. It does not reflect. It simply rests. Grandma steps onto it slowly. The sound of her footsteps is soft, almost absorbed by the ground. The road does not echo. It does not answer back. It allows each step to disappear gently. There is something different about a road that is not used often. It does not carry urgency. It does not remember movement. It holds stillness more easily. Grandma does not hurry. There is no reason to reach the end. This road is not meant for arriving. It is meant for being. The air feels calm around her. No wind moves across the surface. No leaves shift. Even the trees that stand along the edge of the road remain still, their shapes blending into the darkness. The sky above is quiet. It stretches wide, but it does not draw attention. There are no bright stars that stand out sharply, only a soft darkness that rests above everything. Grandma walks a few more steps. Then she slows. Then she almost stops. The road remains beneath her, the same, unchanged. There is comfort in a place that does not react. During the day, roads carry movement. They lead people somewhere. They connect one place to another. But at night, a quiet road becomes something else. It becomes a place that does not lead, a place that does not expect, a place that simply allows. Grandma stands still now. Her feet rest lightly against the ground. Her hands remain by her sides. Her shoulders lower just a little. There is no need to look ahead. There is no need to turn back. The road does not require direction. The silence here is different from the silence inside the house. Inside, the silence is held by walls. Outside, the silence is open. It spreads across the road. It rests between the trees. It moves gently through the air without sound. The longer you stand on a road like this, the more it feels like time slows. Not because something changes, but because nothing asks you to move forward. Grandma's breathing becomes more noticeable. Inhale, exhale. The air moves in and out quietly. The night does not interrupt. The road does not change. The houses remain still behind her. The trees remain still beside her. The sky remains wide above her. Everything continues without needing to become anything else. The road feels softer now, not under the feet, but in the way it is held by the night. The darkness does not press down. It does not close in. It simply rests. Grandma takes one more small step, then another. Each step is slower than before, not because she is tired, but because there is no need to move quickly. The road does not lead anywhere important, and because of that, it becomes the kind of place where you can remain without purpose. The sound of her steps fades quickly. There is no echo, no return. Each movement disappears into the quiet. The air feels wider now. It stretches beyond the trees, beyond the houses, beyond anything that can be seen clearly, and yet the road feels close, held, safe. Grandma no longer thinks about where the road ends. She no longer wonders where it leads. She remains where she is, the road beneath her feet, the night around her, the quiet holding everything in place. There is no difference between standing and walking now. Both feel the same, slow, soft, unhurried. The road continues, but it does not pull. It does not invite. It simply remains. And in that remaining, something inside begins to settle. In the next part of our story, we will stay on this same road. We will not leave it. We will not follow it to its end. But we will notice how the quiet of this place grows deeper, how the space around us begins to feel closer, and how the road itself becomes less like a path and more like something we are already within. For now, the quietest road in the village remains just as it is, still, soft, and gently holding every step without keeping any of them. The quiet road remains. It has not changed its shape. It has not become brighter. It has not drawn any closer or farther away. And yet, standing here, it begins to feel different. Grandma remains on the road. Her feet rest lightly against the ground. She does not hurry forward. She does not turn back. The need to choose a direction has faded, the way small thoughts fade when they are no longer needed. The road does not ask her to move. It does not expect her to continue. It simply holds her where she is. The houses behind her remain still. Their windows hold only a faint glow now, and even that glow feels distant, as though it belongs to another place entirely. The light does not reach the road. It stays close to each home, leaving the space between them quiet and untouched. The trees along the edge of the road remain still. Their shapes are soft in the darkness. The branches do not move. The leaves do not shift. The air passes through them without making a sound. The sky above remains wide. It does not draw attention. It does not change. It simply rests above everything, holding the same quiet that covers the road. Grandma's breathing continues. Inhale, exhale. The breath feels different here than it did inside the house. It feels wider. It does not stay close to the body. It moves outward into the night and returns again, blending with the still air that rests across the road. The quiet is no longer something around her. It begins to feel like something within the space itself. The road carries it. The air carries it. The darkness carries it. And little by little, that quiet begins to fill everything. The space between the trees feels closer now, not smaller, but gathered. The distance between one step and the next feels shorter, not because the road has changed, but because the sense of space has softened. Grandma does not move. She does not need to. The longer she remains still, the more the quiet deepens. It is not a silence that feels empty. It is a silence that feels full, full of stillness, full of calm, full of something that does not need to be named. The road beneath her feet feels steady. It does not shift. It does not respond. It simply remains, the same surface holding every step without keeping any trace of it. The sound of movement has faded completely now. Even the memory of footsteps feels distant. The road no longer feels like something to walk on. It feels like something to remain within. The quiet continues. The road continues. Nothing has changed, and yet everything feels softer. Grandma's shoulders lower a little more. The small effort of standing fades. The body feels supported, even without leaning, even without sitting. The ground beneath her holds her weight without asking for balance, without requiring adjustment. Her hands rest naturally at her sides. There is no tension left in them, no small readiness to move. They simply remain. The air has grown very still now, not heavy, not thick, just settled. The kind of stillness that does not move unless something asks it to. And nothing is asking. The trees remain. The houses remain. The sky remains. The road remains. All of them held in the same quiet. Grandma's breathing slows again. Inhale. Exhale. The breath no longer feels like something that belongs only to her body. It feels like something that belongs to the space. The air moves in. The air moves out. Nothing interrupts. Nothing rushes. The quiet deepens. The sense of distance fades. The difference between near and far softens. The houses feel farther away, yet the space around her feels closer. The trees feel distant, yet their presence feels near. The road stretches ahead, but it does not feel long. Everything has settled into the same calm. Grandma no longer looks down the road. She no longer looks back. The direction has become unimportant. The place itself is enough. The quiet is enough. The stillness is enough. The road is no longer something that leads somewhere. It is something that simply is. And in that being, the space begins to feel complete. There is nothing missing, nothing waiting, nothing unfinished. The night does not ask for anything more. In the next part of our story, we will remain here again, on the same quiet road. But the difference between the road, the air, and the body will begin to soften even further until it becomes difficult to tell where one ends and the other begins. For now, the quiet of the road continues, and it gently fills everything around it. The quiet road remains. It has not narrowed. It has not widened. It has not changed its surface or its direction. And yet, standing here, it no longer feels like something beneath the feet alone. It begins to feel like something larger, something that includes the ground, the air, the trees, the darkness, and the quiet space where Grandma stands. Grandma remains where she is. She has not stepped forward. She has not turned. She has not even shifted her weight very much. The body has begun to understand that nothing is expected here, and because nothing is expected, very little is needed. The road holds her gently, not with softness, not like a chair, not like a bed, but with steadiness. The kind of steadiness that does not move and does not ask anything to move upon it. Her feet rest lightly against the ground. The shoes no longer feel separate from the road. The pressure between the soles and the earth beneath them has become quiet, so quiet that it is difficult to notice where the body ends and where the road begins. The air remains still. The trees remain still. The houses behind her remain quiet and dim. Everything continues in the same calm way. The sky above is no longer something to look at. It is simply there, wide and dark, resting above the road without drawing attention to itself. No sharp stars, no bright moonlight, nothing that insists on being noticed. The night has become even in the air, even in the ground, even in the breath. Grandma's breathing continues. Inhale, exhale. But now the breath feels less like a rhythm she is making and more like a rhythm that is already here. The air moves into the body and leaves again, but it does not feel like effort. It feels like the road, the trees, and the night are already breathing with her. The road no longer feels like a place she stands on. It feels like a quiet presence she stands within. The space around her has softened. The distance between one tree and the next no longer matters. The distance between the houses no longer matters. The length of the road ahead no longer matters. Everything feels gathered into one calm space. The quiet deepens, not because the world has become more silent, but because the mind has stopped dividing things into separate pieces: the road, the trees, the air, the darkness, the breath. They remain, but they no longer stand apart from one another. The road carries the same stillness as the air. The air carries the same calm as the darkness. The darkness holds the same patience as the ground. Grandma does not need to follow this thought. She does not need to understand it. She only remains where she is, and remaining becomes easier. The body feels heavier now, but only in the good way, the resting way. The kind of heaviness that comes when the small work of holding oneself ready has finally stopped. Her shoulders no longer hold any upward effort. Her hands remain still. Even her gaze has softened so much that the road ahead has become only a darker shape within the darkness. There is nothing to look toward. There is nothing to look away from. The road remains. The air feels wider now, not because it has opened, but because the sense of the body within it has grown softer. Breath enters, breath leaves, and it is difficult to tell whether the calm belongs to the air first or to the body first. The road beneath Grandma's feet no longer feels like a path that leads anywhere. It feels like a quiet line within a larger stillness, one small part of a night that has no need to guide anyone. The trees do not move. Their branches remain in dark, quiet shapes. The leaves do not rustle. The road does not echo. The houses do not brighten. Nothing asks to be heard. Nothing asks to be seen. Grandma remains. She does not think about reaching the end of the road. She does not think about returning to the house. Those ideas belong to another kind of time, a daytime way of thinking, a way of moving from one thing to another. This road is no longer part of that kind of time. It has become a place where movement is no longer the point. Standing here feels the same as walking slowly felt before, and walking slowly felt the same as stopping. The difference between those things has softened. Stillness and movement are no longer opposites. They are simply different ways of remaining. The breath continues. The road continues. The night continues. And all of them feel held in the same calm. Grandma's feet are still on the ground, but the awareness of standing has faded. There is no need to check balance, no need to adjust posture. The road supports her without effort, the way night supports darkness, the way quiet supports itself. The quiet is now so complete that it no longer feels like silence around something. It feels like the natural state of everything here. The road is quiet. The air is quiet. The trees are quiet. The body is quiet. And because all of them are quiet together, none of them feel separate anymore. In the final part of our story, my dear, we will remain here once more. The road will not change. The trees will not move. But the sense of standing on the road will soften even further, until there is no need to separate the body from the place at all. For now, the quietest road in the village remains exactly as it is, still, open, and gently holding everything within its calm. The quiet road remains. It has remained through the standing, through the slowing of breath, through the softening of distance. It is still here, just as it was at the beginning of the night, and yet now it feels less like a road than it did before. It no longer feels like something that begins somewhere and ends somewhere else. It no longer feels like a path. It feels like stillness. Grandma remains where she is. Her feet are still on the ground. The road is still beneath them. But the awareness of standing has grown so soft that it no longer feels like an action. It no longer feels like holding a body in place. It simply feels like being here. The trees remain in their dark shapes at the edge of the road. The houses remain quiet behind her. The sky remains wide above. Nothing has moved. Nothing needs to move. The air is very still now. Not the kind of stillness that waits for wind. Not the kind of stillness that feels temporary, a stillness that feels complete. The breath continues. Inhale, exhale, but even that feels quieter now. The inhale does not arrive as something new. The exhale does not leave as something lost. The breath simply continues, the way the road continues, the way the night continues. Everything has become gentle enough that beginnings and endings are difficult to feel. The road remains. The body remains. The quiet remains. Grandma's shoulders are fully at rest. Her hands hang lightly at her sides. There is no effort left in them, no small readiness to turn, to step, to return. The road does not ask for direction. The night does not ask for meaning. There is nothing to reach, nothing to finish, nothing to decide. The houses behind her no longer feel separate from the dark around them. Their roofs, their walls, their dim windows have softened into the same quiet space that holds the road. The trees, too, no longer stand apart. Their presence is there, but it no longer asks to be counted or measured. The road no longer feels empty. It feels full, full of stillness, full of calm, full of the quiet that remains when everything unnecessary has fallen away. Grandma does not look ahead. She does not look back. The road is no longer something seen in front of her. It is something already around her. The difference between above and below has softened. The sky rests above, but it no longer feels far. The ground rests below, but it no longer feels separate. The air moves through the breath, but it no longer feels outside. Everything continues together. The road is quiet. The trees are quiet. The houses are quiet. The breath is quiet. And in that shared quiet, even the idea of standing begins to fade. There is no need to think of the body as something placed upon the road. There is no need to think of the road as something beneath the body. Both simply remain. The darkness does not press in. It does not close around the village. It rests gently, wide and even, the same way the road rests beneath Grandma's feet, without demand, without movement, without asking to become anything else. The air is soft. The night is soft. The road is soft, not in its surface, but in the way it is held by everything around it. Grandma's breathing has become so calm that it barely feels like rhythm now. It feels like presence, the same presence that fills the road, the same presence that holds the trees, the same presence that lets the houses remain quietly in their places. If a thought appears, it does not stay. If a memory tries to form, it fades before it becomes clear. The road does not hold thoughts. The night does not hold them either. They pass through and disappear into the same calm that has gathered everything else. Nothing concludes. Nothing resolves. The road does not end because the story reaches its final part. The road simply remains. The village remains. The night remains. And in that remaining, the body no longer needs to think of itself as separate from the place where it stands. The ground holds. The air holds. The quiet holds. Everything is still enough now that nothing needs to be followed. Nothing needs to be named. Nothing needs to be taken away or added. The road has become what it always was beneath the movement of daytime, a simple, quiet place that asks nothing and carries nothing except the soft presence of night. Grandma remains. The road remains. The dark remains. And the quietest road in the village continues to rest there, open and calm, without needing to lead anywhere at all.